Good, thank you. Good to be here. I need it as much as you today. Where's your little puppy?
Oh, he's gone for a walk. He's not a puppy, he's 8 years old.
Oh, yeah, but he's tiny, so it's like a puppy.
Yes, he's a puppy. You can take him for a walk at night.
You can?
If you say, let's go for a walk, anytime he's there.
Oh, brilliant. So he's an active type, is he?
Very active. He wants to live outside.
Oh, bless him. So, yeah, my cat was like that. He preferred to be outside than indoors. So, both adventurous. I think,
Sometimes I take him up on my road and I just hang about.
yeah.
But there are some buildings there, high buildings. You just watch the world go by.
Mm-hmm.
And I hang about.
Oh, nice. Well, he just likes the fresh air, doesn't he? Hi, Sonia. Oh, good to see you.
Hello.
And you managed to get your camera to work, so that's always a positive. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, maybe it wasn't meant to be last Thursday. I don't know. Ah, it was a tricky practice. I don't know about you, but I could really feel the muscles in my feet working. And like the next couple of days, they were a bit tender, let's say. So that, yeah, a lot. And obviously, depending like what your blocks are made of, it may be easier or not. So I find it. I think Sandra, you've got the cork ones, haven't you? So I think they're a bit more stable. But if you have
Yeah.
the
They give you a grip.
yes, that as well. So the other ones I have, they're a bit more like foamy. This one is a bit better, but it's more narrow. It's narrower to those ones. So oh, it's tiny. So yeah, that an added challenge to already a challenging practice. Oh, maybe it looked easy, but it's not. It's anything but easy. Trust me.
I disagree with you guys when you say it's difficult, you're participating. I think you do it brilliantly. Whereas, I think there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're still doing it.
Oh,
And
absolutely, absolutely. The other day I had a really like bad practice, quote unquote, because just my balance was completely, off the table, and I struggled with breathing. I just couldn't really do anything. It was just one of those days, basically, and it just got to the point that just couldn't do. Like it just felt like it was the first time I stepped on the mat, and I just laid and I just laid down and I started crying, and I was just so angry, so frustrated, and I was like, yoga is at work. Because clearly I've been repressing something, some frustrations and stuff, and that helped me experience all that. And the valuable lesson from that is that I just let myself sit with this discomfort, um, and then it passed, because it all passes. And I think that the key lesson in yoga is to value both experiences. So, like the positive, that you experience gratitude, that you find joy in the little things, that you manage to do something, but also it's building that confidence to in for the adverse times, for the challenging times, and also like boredom, which seems to be fairly neutral, but it's also something that we sometimes have to endure, as to speak. So that was
and if you
definitely
say you
one
don't
of the
have
lessons.
balance, please record it. I need to see it because I have to live.
Okay, I'll send you something.
I
Good.
shall clap because I'm always out of balance.
That's fine, and you keep sticking to your practice, so
Yeah, you
that's
get
amazing.
good days and bad days, and you think,
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. That's right. And yoga is designed to be awkward, as to speak. It's designed to challenge your body on so many like different levels, to sort of trigger, that frustration, that discomfort, and a sense of being out of balance as well. So it's about what you do, which may or may not work, to bring yourself to balance. Because if we think about um, that balance is first and foremost the state of mind, that you need to hone your attention to what's happening in the body. And again, it may or may not work because it depends if it's full moon or, if, like, whatever else is happening in your body, in your mind, etc. That we need to pay attention to. Mm. Yeah. Well, I find it that I prefer to practice in the morning. Well, in the morning, sort of like before lunchtime, because I manage to get work out the way, and then I do my yoga, and then I come back to work. And I find it that obviously, like, your body is still like fresher, more energized. So I find it that I'm more stronger and more motivated. And anyway, it sets me for the whole day if I do it this way. But then if you practice in the evening, I feel like you need to like find more motivation to do anything. And also obviously you're tired, like if you've been sitting at the desk like all day, or standing up, then different parts of the body will be fatigued, relative to the rest of your body, if that makes sense. So you can be experiencing like stiffness and stuff like that. So it's also interesting to know, to see if you have an opportunity to practice in the morning and compare it. And like, for example, in the morning on a Saturday when you've had a good night's sleep, and then, for example, like on a Monday evening, like after a hectic day at work, which you can do because you come to my Monday class, and that's in the evening. Um, that's all right. Mhm. Okay, so let's begin. Let's do a nice twisting practice. So you may need a strap for some of the positions where we hold the foot. And excellent. And maybe a block. So that might just bring the floor closer to you and give you that sense of groundedness. Okay, so find a comfortable position where you want to settle, and I'll mute you for the duration of the practice. Okay. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, close your eyes. And spend a few moments just observing how your body's feeling. If there's any tension, any stiffness, or perhaps any opening that you haven't noticed before. So just for now, use this time to simply observe. Perhaps also observe the natural or innate desire to change something about your body, your breath, your mind frame. But don't do anything about it. Simply register all that you notice. Everything that arises in your awareness. Try to soften your body, your mind. Try to soften any perhaps emotional grip. Notice your energy levels, your mood. And today's intention for the practice is to reflect. Reflect without judgment, without the quantitative or qualitative assessment per se, just simply observing what has changed from over the space of this month as we've been focusing on twists. Reflect on how connected you are with your breath, how the breath facilitates access to certain poses, or how the breath links it all together. Just reflect on your intention setting and whether you subconsciously or even consciously navigate towards achieving how you want to feel, what you want to do, how you want to be. Because yoga isn't just a physical practice that we do on the mat. You can practice yoga off the mat. We move straight into the pranayama. So we will try to inhale for 10 seconds, hold it for 10, then exhale it for 5 and hold it for 5. The reason being is that often you can find that it's easier to lengthen the inhalation and prolong the breath retention after the inhalation, but when it comes to emptying your lungs, it can cause a significant level of discomfort. So we're going to start with that and then see if we can induce a sense of relaxation to relax the breathing and kind of get into the 10, 10, 10, 10 rhythm. So with your eyes closed, breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. We're extending now. Inhale. Hold. Exhale for 10. And hold for 10. Breathe in. hold. Exhale for 10. Hold for 10. Breathe in. This is the last round. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Relax. Breathe naturally. You can take a few really deep rounds of breath. Notice what's changed. Briefly reflect. If any part was easier than the other, if they were comparatively, both as challenging, it's all okay. And similarly to your physical practice, your pranayama practice will differ significantly. So I often find it that the first 5 minutes or so, my breathing is coming from my upper chest. So it takes some time before my body gets used to the rhythm of the breath and relax it. So then each part is manageable, if that makes sense. So just simply reflect, simply breathe, simply be. Okay, and then open your eyes. So staying in the cross-legged position, so lift your right leg off the mat, so grab the outer edge of the right foot with the right hand. And then we're going to bring the leg over and behind. So we've done it mainly for hip openers. So try to relax the hip joint and just bring it across the body. That's it. Notice where you feel the tension and check whether it's tension. So like the muscular or like the sense of your skin being stretched, or whether it's compression. So like body on body or bone on bone sensation, which you can't really do anything about. So you can continue doing this if it feels good, or see if you can slide the outer edge of the right foot in your elbow crease in the left arm. And then you hug the right calf with the left arm and hug your right knee with the right hand. So it's kind of like you're holding a baby. So press the inner edge of the right foot as much as you press the outer edge into the bicep. And you can either stay still or gently rock from side to side as though you're rocking a baby. Try to push your chest towards the leg and keep the spine long. And move in any direction that feels good. Or if not good, what you feel sensations and something happening. So then if the intensity is quite high, see if you can soften it with your breath. Okay, come to the center and we're switching the hold of the leg. So this is where you might need a strap. So grab the outer edge of the foot and then bring the left one to join. So it's like you're holding the foot like this. So roll the shoulders back and down. And then as you inhale, see if you can straighten the leg. So you're going to keep on doing it. So even if you can only get here, it's fine. If you can straighten it fully, then make sure that your navel is close to the spine. Open the chest, long spine. And then bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. So 3 more times. Each time, see if you can bring the leg slightly closer to you, so you likely feel it more in the back of the leg. Try not to compromise the length through the spine, so no rounding in the back. And then straighten the leg and hold it. So notice what you can feel and see if you can cultivate like a sensation as though you're trying to insert the thigh bone deeper into the socket. Push the chest forward, roll the shoulders back and down, and try to relax the arms, so using also the strength of your core to lift the leg. The leg is in front of you. Okay, brilliant. From here, with the left hand, see if you can grab the outer edge of the right foot, and then you let the right hand go. So bring it behind you, and now first of all observe how it feels, what's happening in the core as you begin to twist towards the right leg. So you can prop yourself up with the right hand, squeeze your belly, long spine. Try to stay more or less like stacked, so the shoulders are over the hips and the head is over the shoulders rather than leaning to the back. Then maybe you can reach the right hand back and look towards it. That's it. Keep the right leg as straight as you can. 3 rounds of breath. Keep squeezing your core. And then return to the center. Bend your leg and bring it over the left. So for Gomukasana, so cow face pose. You might need to readjust so the knees are more or less stacked. And you either tuck the feet towards your hips or have them in line. But try to have them in line rather than, one by your bum and the other one there. Obviously, hip opening permitted. Push the chest forward, draw the navel close to the spine, and you can bring the hands onto your feet. Drop your right hip down and notice where you can feel the stretch. Deep breathing. Feel the connection with the earth, allowing you to stay grounded, so pressing down through the sits bones into the mat. If it feels good, you can fold over the legs, even round your back. And inhale back to the center. Lean back so you can switch the cross of the legs. So we're starting holding the outer edge of the left foot with the left hand and just bringing the leg across and back as though you wanted to push the knee like behind you. There's something behind you. At the same time, keeping the hip fairly relaxed. Observing your breath. Briefly reflect on how this side feels compared to the one we've just done. Okay, so either continue doing this or you can bring the right arm to slot the foot in the elbow crease so that you're pressing through the entire sole of the foot into the bicep. You can interlace the fingers or grab one hand and gentle movement over from side to side. You can draw circles, exploring where there's tugging and pulling in the hip, in the glutes, perhaps even in the lower back. It might feel great today, it might feel really intense. Allow it to be exactly what it is and breathe through it. Just sit with it. Try to keep the spine long, push the chest towards the left leg. And then gently begin to release the leg. So you bring the foot in front of you and grab it with both hands. So when you settle, you first of all gauge, like, can I do it without a strap? If you can, great. If not, then you grab a strap and everything is brilliant. And then tall spine, roll the shoulders back and down and slowly begin to straighten the leg. One side may feel more open than the other, and it's okay. So check what's happening here, how it feels. Engage your core. Chest is nice and open. Find that broadness and drop the shoulders back and down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bend. 3 more times. Breathe in and out. Inhale, straight leg, long spine. That's it. Exhale, bend. And one more time. Inhale and hold it here. So spend a few moments finding the right shape, observing what you can feel and where. Shoulders back and down. Pressing down through the sits bones. And practicing equanimity. So regardless of how you feel, whether it feels great, whether you think you're doing great or not so great, you're doing it. Just feel all that's happening in the body. Follow the journey of your breath. And then begin to switch. So right hand goes to the outer edge of the left foot. And begin to, keeping the spine long, squeeze your belly as you turn towards the right leg. And yeah, first of all, bring the hand behind you. And see how far you can twist towards the leg. So it's all coming from the core. And check if the head, shoulders and hips are stacked. And maybe you can lift the left arm over. So this is an extension of the shoulder like ring, speak. And you want to turn from the core and the chest, and the hand is reaching back. Look towards the left hand and breathe. So notice the 3-dimensional aspect of your breath. So filling up the back body, the front body, the sides. And then as you exhale, slowly bring yourself back to the center. Begin to bend the leg and cross it over the right for Gomukasana. So my hips aren't naturally like open and welcoming and stuff like that. So especially with these poses, it takes me a while to kind of like shuffle and get into the right position. So take as much time as you need. So first of all, make sure that the feet are in line. Drop the left hip down. So you want to keep cultivating the connection with the ground. Hips are level and hands either on the knee or on your feet, gently pressing them down. Calm and steady breathing. Create space for your hips to relax. There's no force, no strain. Just observing and perhaps reflecting. We did a whole lot of hip openers. Was it last month or 2 months ago? No, last month. So already 2 months pretty much. So just see how your hips are feeling. They feel more open, or do they need a bit more time to open? And then inhale, you can lean back, bring the legs in front of you, soles of the feet down. Hug your knees and drop your chin towards your chest. Find that nice roundness through the back. So starting in the base of your head, breathing into the space between the shoulder blades, and squeeze the legs together just to undo some of the external rotation that we've just done. Okay, release the legs, extend them out, and grab your block. If you don't have one, it's fine. So doing your favorite thing, so the leg lifts. So was it last Thursday? We were doing that as well, and Marek said that he was enjoying it until I corrected him, and then he hated it and me. So yoga is at work, just meeting your meeting the challenging points and also observing your attitude. So to be fair, I usually hate my practice, but that's why I know that I need to keep doing it. So anyway, without further ado, find the setting of the block that you want to work with. Legs don't need to be like super wide, something you can work with. Turn towards the leg that's got the block. Press your fingertips down. Squeeze your core with a tall spine. You know what's coming, Sonia. Inhale. Bring the leg over the block. And coming back. Just keep breathing. Keep bringing the leg over and over. You don't know when we're going to stop, so it's not even like you've got like, okay, 3 more to go. So observe your attitude. I know I'd hate it if I were you, but, we're different. You might appreciate the uncertainty. I don't. Okay, twice more. And 1 more round. And release. Give your leg a shake, bend it, do whatever feels good. Oh, that one really gets me every single time. I don't think that it will ever change. But I always say that all the things that I could always do, like I've always taken for granted, and even now, even though I try not to, but I think it's just part of our human nature. The other leg. So find the right angle. Maybe your legs are too wide beforehand. So point your feet or flex them, whatever you find better or easier. And then inhale, come on over. And then breathe in. Keep going. Just focus on your inner experience. On the breath. On how your body is responding. So keeping it all in the awareness whilst moving. There's nothing more revealing than movement. And just twice more. You can do it. I can do it. We can do it. And one last time. Give your other leg a break. Thank your legs. Thanks, legs. You've done a great job. You can remove the block. So now find your wider stance for Paschimottanasana. Tilt your pelvis forward. If you find that you're kind of like leaning back and rounding, you might want to prop yourself up with a block or a cushion just to gently elevate the hips. That will help you keep the sacrum perpendicular to the floor and just make that fold easier and put less pressure on your lower back. So, aid rather than a crutch. Flex your feet, press the back of the knees into the mat and lift up from the hips. So we're squeezing the belly, that's like the core engagement. This is what helps to integrate the strength of the core with the strength of the legs to facilitate the fold. But also, always we want to find the length in the spine. Then inhale your arms over the head And stay here, just for 2 rounds of breath. Try to keep the spine erect, awareness of what's happening in the legs. Try to corset your ribs in just slightly. We're not pushing them out so they're not flaring, but actually there's strength and containment. Another breath in. And as you exhale, fold by like 60 degrees, extending your arms. So hook the shoulder blades against the back of the ribs. Feel the strength of the pose. Then inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, fold 60 degrees. So 3 more times. Inhale up. Keep reaching the fingertips up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold and stay. So re-establish the strength in the legs. Feet are flexed. Press the back of the knees down. Core is engaged. And this time, reach your fingertips towards me. Just a little bit further. Keep folding over the legs. And then you can drop the hands down, round your back. And breathe. So notice any density, perhaps in the lower back and your neck. And try to relax. Try to relax whatever is not actively participating in the pose. So you can't relax the legs, but you can relax your jaw. Another cycle of breath here. And slowly walk yourself back up. From here, you're gonna grab underneath the left knee, but only lightly. We're not trying to like pull anything, but it's more like it allows you to gently like hook or like find an like insertion point from which you can twist. If you want to, you can drop the right elbow down and then reach your left arm up. So we're trying to stack the shoulders, whether or not you manage to do it or you're able to do it at all is the different thing. Squeeze your belly, reach your hand up, look up if there's no strain in the neck, otherwise you can look down. Keep pressing through the back of the knees. You can press down through the right elbow. And then bring the left arm down, and we're switching. So release the right hand, slide the left hand underneath the right knee. Drop the left elbow down and just check how your core is working, how much strength in the obliques you need to turn the chest out. And you can just stay here if the shoulder doesn't quite feel right, or extend the right arm up. Keep squeezing your belly. Notice where you feel the breath. And gently bring the right arm down. Slowly walk yourself back up, using your hands hook underneath the knees to bring the legs in. And one more time, hug them either in the front or underneath. Drop the head down. Round your back as much as you want to. And transition over onto your back. Feet hip distance apart. Using your proprioception, so like the body's knowing where it is in space and the individual parts. Check if your knees are more or less underneath the, over the ankles. And just by trying to feel it rather than looking. And then once you feel like, okay, I think I've got it, then you can check how well your proprioception is doing. And again, no judgment. It's takes time to build that awareness and then apply it into your practice. Press your lower back into the mat, and as though you're starting to lift your tailbone off the mat, as though you're coming into bridge pose, but without getting there yet. Just press the lower back into the mat and feel that your entire back, your spine, the back of the head are glued to the mat. And very gently squeeze your core just to support this, like the cylinder of the muscles that assist your trunk. And then arms beside you. And as you inhale, shift the hips up into bridge. So just for now, keep the arms as they are. We're not interlacing them or anything. And breathe. Keep pressing down through the balls of the feet. And squeeze the muscles in the bottom of your bum cheeks to lift the hips a bit higher. Roll the thighs inwards to prevent the knees from splaying out. Try to relax your face and the shoulders. Take another breath in. And exhale, slowly bring the spine, the hips down to the mat. Pause for a moment. You can grab your block. This time we're gonna bring the block and squeeze it with our thighs. So I'd recommend the narrower option, but if you wanna try it differently, it's perfectly fine. Again, feet as wide as the hips. Keep squeezing the block, press the lower back into the mat, and squeeze it as hard as you can. Observe the changing sensations, the engagement throughout the body. And then as you inhale, lift the hips up, squeezing the block. Don't lose that engagement, squeeze it even harder. Roll the thighs in to keep some broadness in the sacrum. Even if you can't feel anything, the intention is already firing up the neurons, the connection between what you wish to do and what your body can do. So squeeze it. 3 rounds of breath here. And then slowly exhaling, bring the hips back down. Remove the block. Draw the knees towards your chest. Rock from side to side a couple of times. Come back to the center. Press your lower back into the mat. Squeeze your belly so that without using your hands, you can draw the knees a tiny bit closer towards your chest. So we're just using the strength of the core and the hip flexors to bring the knees closer. Then inhale, lift your shoulder blades off the mat. And then exhale, bring the arms to the left of your knees. So try to stay light in the shoulder blades. And keep reaching your hands toward me. That's it. Squeeze and breathe. Squeeze a bit more. Sonia, you look too relaxed. Squeeze. That's it. Try to lift both of the shoulder blades off the mat whilst reaching the hands. For another 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. Knees are still up. Rest for a moment. Perhaps you can feel your heartbeat. And we go again. Inhale the shoulder blades off the mat. Exhale, bring the arms to the right. So keep the knees in line, squeeze the thighs together, reach forward and lift both of the shoulder blades off the mat. Keep squeezing and reaching. This is really hard if you don't feel it and you need to squeeze and reach more. For another 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring the feet down. And this time, I'm gonna cross your left foot over the right knee. And you can gently walk the right foot towards the center of your body. So that will help you with balance. Arms are still by your side. Push the left knee away from you. So it's like the shape of a figure 4. But instead of doing the nice part, we're going to come into bridge here. So hands down, press down through the ball of the right foot. And as you inhale, lift the hips up. Push the left knee down whilst reaching the hips up. Breathe in here. And exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathe in, up. Exhale down. Inhale up and stay here. So notice your balance. Squeeze the muscles in the bottom of your right glute. Push the left knee down, lift the hips a bit higher. Another cycle of breath. And drop your hips low. Staying as you are. Extend your arms out or into a cactus shape. And drop the legs to the right so that your left foot, the sole of your left foot is on the floor. The left knee is up, facing the ceiling. And if you want to, with the right hand, you can grab hold of the left foot or the ankle. And keep pushing the left knee away from your body. See if you can very gently pull the left hip down towards the mat. And inhale, release, bring yourself back to the center, switching sides. So right leg over the left foot is in the middle, more or less. Push the right knee out. And as you inhale, shift the hips up. So we're going to stay here for a moment. Feel what shape your body is in, what's engaging to bring yourself into this position. And then as you exhale, slowly and with control, bring it down. So one breath per move. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathe in. Breathe out. In and out. Inhale up and hold. So push down through the left foot. Lift the hips a bit higher. Try to push the right knee down without sacrificing the height of the right hip. Push the chest up. All is good. It's hard, but you can do it. Just a little bit more. And as you exhale, bring the hips down. Leave the legs as they are. Extend the arms and drop the legs to the left. So the left foot, the right foot, I keep getting the sides wrong today. The right sole of the foot is touching the floor. If you want, you can grab hold of the right leg with the left arm and push the right knee away from you. Very gently pull the right hip down towards the mat. Again, no strain, no force. Just observing how the tissues are responding. Feel your breath. And then inhale, bring yourself to the center. And then roll yourself whichever way you like into standing. Going to try a couple of standing poses and just see how you feel about them. So give your legs a shake. Notice how your hips are feeling. Just move the legs like from side to side, but it's kind of like coming from the hip but going from side to side. Okay, come to the center. With the feet together a hip distance apart, inhale your arms over the head into Tadasana. And as you exhale, sink your hips low into chair. So weight is in your heels. Gently lengthen through the lower back. You can see all of your toes. Reach your arms up, but sink your hips low. Squeeze the legs together and push the feet into the mat. Breathe in. And out. 2 rounds of breath, you can do it. Arms are parallel. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Breathe in. And as you exhale, breathe out. So bend the legs or bend one leg and straighten the other. Relax your upper body. Your arms, your neck, your head are heavy. Come to the center. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, step into down dog. Come pedal your feet. Notice how the back of the legs is. And then settle in stillness. 2 rounds of breath. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll over into plank. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, back bend. So cobra or up dog. Roll the shoulders back and down, open chest. That's it. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, step, hop or jump your feet towards your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink your hips low. Extend your arms into chair, Utkatasana. Sink your hips low, your core is engaged. Sink your hips lower. Just a little bit more. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold. And then inhale, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Shake the legs if you want to. Find Tadasana. Then cross your right leg over the left. So we've got a standing shape of a figure 4. So it's just over the knee. You keep pushing the right knee like back. So it's, you see? Couldn't hold my balance. So you're as flat as you can be. So this way you use the strength of the external hip rotators to keep your hip in an extension as well as some external rotation. Bring the hands at your heart and breathe. Then gently release the top leg. We're switching sides. So cross the left leg over the right knee. Push the knee back. Find your balance. Bring the hands at your heart. Long spine. And set your drishti at something still in front of you on the floor. And then gently release. Shake the legs out. What we're going to do now, cross the right leg over the left. Bring the hands at your heart, but sink the hips low. So in one-legged chair or standing pigeon. Right foot is flexed. Push the right knee down. Sink your hips low. Check that you can see all of your toes. So yeah, my balance is questionable today, let's say. Bring the hands at your heart. or extend them over your head. So sing here and breathe. And now funky transition. So inhale, straighten the front leg, uncross the legs, and long step back into high lunge. Land with control, arms are over the head. That's it. Frame the front foot, step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Elbows by the sides of your body as you lower in chaturanga. And into down dog. Step, walk or jump your feet towards your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to extended mountain. Find length through the body. Exhale, release your arms. The other side, so cross your left leg over. Bring the hands at your heart and sink low. So I'll do it this way. Left foot is flexed. Push the left knee out. Sink low. Check. You can see your right toes. Squeeze your core. And maybe extend the arms over your head. Feel the strength. Observe the sensations. Another breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, uncross the leg. Long step back. Re-extend the arms if you needed to bring them down. Feel the stretch in the hips. And then as you exhale, step back into plank. Immediately into chaturanga, elbows by the sides of your body. Inhale, up dog. Open through the chest. And exhale into child's pose. So you can extend your arms towards me. Crawl the fingertips so that you feel a stretch around the bottom of the shoulder blades. Then inhale, lift up, transition onto your back. Draw the right knee towards your chest and with the left hand guided to the left side of the mat for a supine twist. Try to keep both shoulder blades down. You can support the right knee with a block. You don't have to, as long as you're feeling good here. Allowing the muscles around the spine to twist, to lengthen, and in turn relax. Maybe release some lower back tension. Inhale back to the center. Left knee in, right leg is straight. And then bring it over to the other side. See if you can feel the stretch in your mid-back. If you want to add a twist to the neck, you can look over the left shoulder. Inhale. Return to the middle. And find your Shavasana. If there's anything you need to do beforehand, go for it. Otherwise, slot the shoulder blades underneath the upper back. Close your eyes. Draw a really big breath in, as though you could lift yourself a few inches off the mat. And sigh out. Letting go of the practice. Forgiving yourself And then reflecting with compassion, without judgment, on what's changed, what's shifted, not necessarily for the good or bad, simply noticing. Start taking more energizing breaths in and slowly reawaken the body. Roll over onto one side so that the transition into a seated position to close off the practice is mindful, it's not rushed. So feel free to unmute yourself so we can close the practice together with a round of Om. Return to your seat. Close your eyes and bring the hands at your heart. So feel the gratitude. Cultivate it. Regardless of how well or how badly you think you did, what can you be grateful for? So thank your body, thank yourself for the practice, for making the time to be here, for finding motivation, for practicing gratitude. That's something that you can thank yourself. Let's close it with one round of Om. Take a deep breath in. Open your eyes. Thank you very much for your practice with me today. Namaste. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I know I will see you on Thursday. In terms of next week, because the lockdown is meant to be released, so if it happens, there will be no Tuesday class, but the Thursday one will remain. And if the lockdown gets released, then we're back in the studio. So fingers crossed. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or any feedback, then let me know, okay?
Pranayama was hard to keep that breath hold.
Oh God, yeah, so hard. So hard. I usually do like 15 minutes of pranayama a day, and I do different.
What do you aim for 10? Inhale for 10. Yes?
The one, so today what we did was inhale 10, hold 10. First of all, exhale 5, hold 5, but then you want to do it for 10, 10, 10, 10. But obviously it's just, that was 10 seconds. But if you just count in your head, then I never really know whether what my count actually translates to.
Yeah, 5 is sufficient for me, 10 is too much. So.
Oh, that's okay. This may change. You know, the more you practice, the more efficient your lungs are and your respiratory system. And sometimes it just takes a good few minutes to sort of drop the stress, the anxiety, the frustration, and relax your breathing. So today I was doing pranayama. There's like inhale 4, hold 4, inhale 4, hold 8, exhale 8, retain for 8. And the first, like, I don't know, maybe 10 rounds were absolutely awful. I just felt so anxious on holding after the exhalation. And and then it
Yeah.
kind of relaxed.
Yes, maybe if we do it for less stuff, and then
Okay.
build it to the
Sure.
chin, because every time you're holding your breath after exhaling,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the most problematic, or challenging part, because like your parasympathetic nervous system, so the one responsible for relaxation, gets triggered when you lengthen your exhalation, but then it's counterbalanced with the sustaining of the breath
yeah,
after the exhale. So, but it's just, again, pranayama is just like the physical practice of asana. It's just something that you need to, put your heart into, and there will be better and worse
box
days.
breathing is something what you're saying. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4.
Yes. So a box breathing, it's each part of the breath lasts the same duration, basically.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Okay. So I will incorporate more of that in the next practices, and I will just bring the count down, and we will see how we
Maybe
get
I'll
on.
look at
No problem. Okay.
you just have to learn to pace yourself to breathe down slowly.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, it is exactly that it's not that you just breathe in, out, and stuff like that. But if you know the count, then you need to really put effort into each part of the breath, because essentially, for the 4, as you inhale, you want to inhale for the full capacity of your lungs, but only for the count of 4. And then you just hold it, and as you exhale for whatever it is, you're meant to empty your lungs fully before you retain, before you sustain the post exhalation period.
Yes, but
So that's,
exhalation is hard.
yes,
You've taken up all the air.
yes,
And
exactly.
start to hold.
But when you do it, it's the same when you do any of the poses that you find uncomfortable or they're quite intense. You need to keep reminding yourself that all is good. That it's hard, but nothing's bad happening to you. So instead of your sympathetic nervous system kicking in, it's like, I have to breathe, I have to breathe. You're like, it's okay. I'm controlling it. I'm doing it, deliberately. I'm not, suffocating, that kind of thing. But again, it's something that you just need to train your mind and, condition your body to do. So Rome wasn't built in a day. That's like my credo. um, it's just practice. Yes. All right. I'll see you Thursday. Take care. Bye bye.